Okay, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are really tearing into the recent Apple Worldwide Developer Conference, WWDC 2025.
Yeah, and we're using a great TechCrunch piece as our guide here. It really zeroes in on the key AI bits from the event.
Right. And it's interesting because if you were following last year, you'll remember all that massive hype around Apple Intelligence. Huge deal.
Oh, absolutely. Wall-to-wall coverage.
But this year, well, the feeling from the conference, and definitely what this article points out, is that Apple we want to pull out the really key nuggets about the AI features Apple did announce. What are they? What do they actually do?
And maybe most importantly, what could they mean for how you actually end up using your iPhone or your Mac day to day?
Right. Because here's where it gets really interesting. Even with that less splashy approach compared to 2024, they still rolled out quite a few new AI-powered capabilities.
They certainly did. It's maybe a different kind of AI story than we were expecting, but there's definitely stuff to unpack.
Okay, so let's get into it. What's actually new? The article starts with something visual.
Visual intelligence, that's Apple's term for their AI image and visual analysis tech.
Okay, but parts of this aren't totally new, are they? Like identifying a plant in a photo or text.
Correct. We've seen versions of this before, identifying objects, landmarks, maybe a specific jacket someone's wearing in a picture. But the new thing, the part TechCrunch highlights, is its ability now to interact with information that's actually on your screen, not just in photos or from the camera.
Ah, okay, that's the key difference. So it's analyzing the live display.
Precisely. The example they give is, say you're scrolling social media or you're on a website, you see an image or something interesting.
Yeah.
Visual intelligence can now kick in and do an image search related to what's right there on your screen at that moment.
Got it. So spot something cool, tap a button, and it helps you find out more about it, pulling directly from what you're looking at.
Right. And the article mentions it does this by tapping into other tools, Google search, ChatGPT, things like that.
So Apple's tech is like the smart layer understanding the screen context, and then it uses these other services to fetch the info.
That seems to be the idea. It's the interpreter.
And how do you actually trigger this? Is it easy to get to?
The source says two main ways, either through the control center, swipe down,
Okay.
or by customizing the action button, like how you might set it up now for the camera or a screenshot.
Right, makes sense. Keep it accessible. And this is coming with iOS 26 later this year.
That's what the article states, yeah, later this year.
All right. So shifting from just let's talk about AI for creating things or helping out. Image Playground first.
Yes, Image Playground, Apple's own AI image generator. The update here is integrating ChatGPT.
Okay, what does adding ChatGPT bring to the table for Image Playground?
Well, it apparently adds new style options.
Yeah.
The article specifically calls out things like anime, oil painting, watercolor.
More variety.
And maybe more significantly, it gives you the option right there to send your text prompt also to ChatGPT. So you can sort of compare or get different results using their model too.
That's interesting. Offering a third-party AI right alongside their own gives users choice.
Seems like it. And speaking of new AI features, there's this Workout Buddy thing too.
Workout Buddy. Okay, what's that?
It's basically an AI coach built into the workout app. Uses text-to-speech.
So like a voice talking to you while you run, giving you feedback.
Exactly like that. It's supposed to mimic a personal trainer's voice. The article says during the run, it'll give you motivational prompts and call out specifics, like that was your fastest mile. Or maybe tell you your current average heart rate.
And then after the workout, does it give you a summary?
Yeah, it provides a wrap-up. Average pace, heart rate info, any milestones you hit. The idea seems to be keeping you informed and maybe motivated without you needing to constantly glance down at your watch or phone.
That actually sounds pretty useful for regular runners or cyclists. Okay, what about messaging? Any AI creeping into iMessage?
There is. Apple Intelligence is being used to suggest polls within messages.
Suggest polls? How? Based on what you're typing?
Based on the context of the conversation, yeah.
Yeah.
The example they used was the classic group chat dilemma. Everyone's trying to decide where to eat.
Oh, I know that pain.
Right. So the AI apparently recognizes that decision-making struggle and pops up a suggestion. Hey, want to start a poll to decide?
Huh. Okay, I could see that actually saving some time and hassle in certain chats.
Yeah,
Definitely.
have to call.
And shortcuts. That app keeps getting more powerful. Is AI involved there now too?
It is. The article points out that when you're building a custom shortcut, you'll now have the option to select an AI model as one of the steps in your workflow.
Whoa, okay. So you can bake AI processing right into your own automated tasks.
Correct. The specific feature they mentioned as an example was AI summarization.
So you could create a shortcut that takes a bunch of text and automatically generates a summary using an AI model.
That's the idea. It opens up quite a bit of potential for power users and automation fans.
Feels like a pretty significant upgrade for shortcuts. Okay, slight shift. What about the Mac? Spotlight search getting any AI smarts?
A smaller update mentioned there, but potentially handy.
Mm.
Spotlight, the Mac search bar,
Yep.
is getting better contextual awareness thanks to Apple Intelligence.
Meaning it understands what I'm currently doing a bit better.
That's the goal, to offer more relevant suggestions for actions or files based on your immediate task or maybe your typical habits,
Right.
trying to anticipate what you might need next.
Okay, subtle but could be useful. All right, let's dive into communication features. This sounds like a big area. Calls, messages, what's new with AI?
A really big one, potentially, is live translation. Again, powered by Apple Intelligence, real-time translation.
Real time of speech or text.
Both, apparently. The article says it works in messages, for text, but also in FaceTime calls and even regular phone calls for speech.
Wow. Okay, how does that work? Is it the same in a phone call versus FaceTime?
No, it adapts.
Yeah.
The source clarifies that for FaceTime, you'll see live captions like subtitles translating what the other person is saying.
Got it.
But for a standard phone call, it actually speaks the translation aloud for both people on the call.
That is potentially huge for international communication, travel, just talking to people. Wow.
Yeah, it could really lower some barriers.
Okay, sticking with calls, what about those annoying unknown callers? Anything AI can do there?
Yes. Two new features mentioned here aimed right at that problem.
Okay, lay them on me.
First one is called call screening. It automatically answers calls from numbers you don't know, but it does it in the background.
Hey, Ann, why would I want my phone answering unknown numbers automatically?
Because the benefit is you get to hear the caller state their name and why they're calling, spoken aloud, before you decide if you actually want to talk to them.
Ooh, okay. So it's like a verbal caller ID screen. It gets the info for you without you having to pick up first. That's clever.
Gives you the power to decide without the awkward engagement.
Yeah, I like that. What's the second feature?
It's called Hold Assist. This one uses AI to detect when you're stuck on hold. Listening to that awful music waiting for a customer service agent.
Ugh, yes. What does Hold Assist do?
It basically lets you know, hey, you're on hold, and then you can choose to stay connected to the call. But it frees up your phone. You can put it down, do other things, browse, whatever.
Like it tells you when someone finally picks up.
Exactly. You get a notification when a live agent comes back on the line. So
Yeah.
you don't miss the connection, but you also don't waste time just waiting.
Okay, that is brilliant. Seriously useful. No more being tethered to the phone, just listening to hold music. Both of those sound like really solid, practical AI wins.
They really target common annoyances, don't they? Using AI for quality of life stuff.
Definitely. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Beyond features we'd use directly, the article mentioned something important for developers too, right?
Yes, a pretty significant piece for the ecosystem. Foundation models for developers. It's a framework.
Foundation models. And what does that give developers?
Essentially gives them access to Apple's own AI models. And a key point the article stressed was this access works even when offline.
Offline access, that's big. Why is that important?
It means developers can build more sophisticated AI features directly into their third-party apps, running efficiently on the device itself or using Apple's private cloud systems without needing a constant external connection for the AI part.
Okay, so it helps them build smarter apps that respect privacy and work anywhere. What's Apple's goal here, do you think?
Well, the source suggests it's about sparking developer innovation.
Yeah.
Giving them these powerful AI tools encourages them to create new AI experiences within the App Store.
Right, keeping the ecosystem competitive as everyone else ramps up their AI game. Makes sense.
Helps Apple compete, yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. Integrated AI features, visual tools, communication aids, developer stuff. Quite a range of practical applications, even if the branding was quieter.
Yeah, a lot of substance there.
But the TechCrunch article also made a point of highlighting the elephant not in the room, the big missing piece.
Yes. That would definitely be Siri. The much anticipated AI upgrades for Siri just weren't there.
Everyone was expecting a big Siri overhaul, right? Powered by all this new AI tech.
That was the expectation, especially after last year's hype. But nope. The article said attendees were keen for a look, but nothing materialized.
And what did Apple say officially? Just not ready.
Pretty much. Craig Federer, he's their head of software engineering, apparently confirmed they won't have more to share about the Siri advancements until sometime next year.
Next year. Wow, that feels like a significant delay, especially when you look at how fast things are moving with, ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, others.
It does feel like a delay.
Yeah.
And the implication the article raises is, well, it brings up questions about Apple's whole strategy for Siri.
How so?
In a market where conversational AI is getting so good so quickly, being behind the curve with your main voice assistant,
Mm.
it could be a disadvantage, right?
Uh,
Or at least mean they have a lot of catching up to do when they do finally show their hand.
yeah, that's a really important point. Okay, so let's try and wrap this deep dive up. The main takeaway seems to be Apple, despite playing down the Apple Intelligence label this year,
Uh-huh.
still pushed out a whole bunch of practical integrated AI features across the board.
Absolutely. From that visual intelligence analyzing your screen to image playground, getting ChatGPT help, the workout buddy coach, the poll suggestions in messages, smarter shortcuts, better spotlight search.
Right, and especially those communication tools, the live translation, and the really useful call screening and hold assist. Lots of AI woven into existing apps.
Aimed at making things smoother, solving little frustrations, adding utility. Very Apple-like in that sense.
But then, the flip side, that noticeable and maybe concerning delay for the big Siri improvements everyone wanted to see.
That's the shadow hanging over these otherwise solid, if incremental, updates.
So for you listening, maybe think about which of these announced features might actually make a difference in your daily routine. Is it the call screening, the workout feedback, maybe live translation?
Yeah, how might these things change how you interact with your Apple Gear?
And maybe the bigger question to chew on, something the article leaves us thinking about. Given this mix, these practical here and now features alongside the big delay for Siri, what does this WWDC really tell us about Apple's immediate AI priorities versus whatever their longer term, maybe more revolutionary vision is? Especially when you see what the competition is doing right now, it really does raise an important question.